Moving on to classroom example 7, talking about slope. Now we want to find the slope of the line x equals -2. Well, when x is equal to a constant, that means that's a vertical line. So in other words, they're asking what is the slope of this vertical line. So this is going to be a vertical line that passes through all the points, x being -2. So I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 points here. Here's my easy one, -2, 0. And then I'll just pick this one up here, that's -2, 4. So my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is going to be 4 minus 0 over -2 minus -2. So that's -2 plus 2. In your numerator, you're going to have a 4, but in your denominator, you're going to have a 0. This is undefined. You can never divide by 0. Remember, you can never have a negative. We'll just put a big exclamation point here. You can never have, a 0 in the denominator of a fraction. So the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Don't say 0. You want the word undefined. So here's -2, 0. Here's -2, 4. Yes, that is a vertical line. And that's another fact you're going to want to memorize, is that the slope of a vertical line is undefined. Slope of a horizontal line is 0. Slope of a vertical line is undefined. So you try practice 7. Now, our last example, example 8, is you can tell whether two lines are parallel or perpendicular or neither parallel nor perpendicular just by looking at slope-intercept form. Parallel lines will never touch. Their slopes are the same. They go up and over, up and over, up and over at the same rate. So if I go ahead and put another line on here, I'm going to put a blue line here that goes up 2 over 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This purple line and this blue line are parallel. They're both going up 2 over 5, up 2 over 5, up 2 over 5. So if the two lines have the same slope, they're parallel. Well, I should say if they have the same slope and different y-intercepts, they're parallel. Now, perpendicular lines, there are two conditions for the slope. For perpendicular lines, the slopes have to be the negative reciprocals of each other. Lines are perpendicular if they have negative reciprocals of each other. Let's go back here just as an example. The slope of this line was 4, up 4 over 1. That line was 4x plus 7. The negative reciprocal of 4 over 1 is negative 1/4 x. Give it any y-intercept. This one's going up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. This one's going to go down 1 over 4, down 1 over 4. 1, 2, down 1, 1, 2, 3, over 4. And what you can tell about these two lines is they meet at right angles, because the slopes are the negative reciprocals of each other. So if the slopes are the same with a different y-intercept, they're parallel. If the slopes are the negative reciprocals of each other, they're perpendicular. And if they're not the same, or they're not the negative reciprocals, then they're neither. They'll just meet at a single point. But in order for you to be able to pull out the slope of a line, you have to write them both in slope-intercept form. So 2x plus y equals 5. We want to get this in slope-intercept form. So I'll subtract 2x. I get y equals negative 2x plus 5. So the slope of this line is negative 2. Now if the slope of this line is negative 2, they're going to be parallel. If the slope of this line is positive 1/2, they'll be perpendicular. To get this line in slope-intercept form, we have to get the y by itself. So I subtract x from both sides, and the slope of this line is negative 1. So we would say these are neither parallel nor perpendicular. Let's look at these two lines. We have 5y equals 2x minus 3. In order to find the slope, we need to get y by itself. So we're going to divide everything by 5. Y equals 2/5 x minus 3/5. So what's the slope of that line? The slope of that line is up 2 over 5, up 2 over 5. Let's look at the second line here. Here we have 5x plus 2y equals 1. My first step is to move the 5x over, subtract 5x from both sides. 2y equals negative 5x plus 1. And now I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide by 2. And I get y equals negative 5/2 x plus 1/2. All right, so what's the slope of this line? Negative 5/2. These slopes are the negative, one's positive, one's negative, reciprocals, 2/5, 5/2. These slopes are the negative reciprocals, so we would say that these are perpendicular lines. And this last example here, well, this one is already in slope-intercept form, so we caught a break here. The slope of this line is 2. And here we have 4x minus 2y equals 8. We want to put this in slope-intercept form, so let's subtract 4x from both sides. Negative 2y is going to equal negative 4x plus 8. And now we want to divide by negative 2. Y equals negative divided by negative is a positive. So that's 2x minus 4. All right, so even though you couldn't tell in this form, the general form, the slope of this line is also 2. They both have a slope of 2. They both go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So we would say those lines are parallel. So now you're going to go and work on practice 8.